My name is Doldrin Gray, and for 20 years I marched through the blood of my comrades. Men who gave their lives for family, for country, for war. In the year 283, the nation of Urdu attacked our kingdom of Balustrade. Through battle after battle, as my brothers fell around me, I survived. In 303, there at Timian Vale, we vowed to finish it.
Okay, so this is the isometric screen of Vandal Hearts. This is where you control your characters, and which is basically where you'll spend most of the game. As you can see here, what we're trying to do is clear out a couple of bandits. This is actually the first mission, sort of part of the main training mission, just to get you to grips with the controls, how to come up against enemies. So the people here are actually incredibly easy to kill. I'd like to say the game gets a lot more difficult, but to be honest, it really doesn't. It's quite an easy playthrough, which is good in some ways, I suppose. But for those of you looking for a strategic challenge, you're probably not going to get it from this game. As you probably worked out, you can move the characters around up to a certain number of squares in a certain direction at any one time. Each character has move, which is displayed on the bottom of the character screen there. For instance, Calvin can move up to 5 spaces. And just casting the movement enhancement spell there on Tobias, he can now move up to 7 spaces. I found myself casting that an awful lot, actually, to get around the screen quickly, because sometimes the characters that the enemy controls don't come at you particularly fast. The characters only do damage to another player in melee if they're standing directly in front, behind, to the left or the right of the enemy player. Therefore, when the computer characters ran in, they were kind of blocked by me and that crate, and they didn't have enough movement points to get around it. Other than boxing your own characters out of the immediate attack zone, there's not really an awful lot of problem with blocking pathways with other characters, because they'll politely move out the way if another character needs to get past. You'll see that come up in a little bit, just about here. You see him move out the way there. It's a little bit hard to notice from this particular video, as it's the very first one in the game. But I found that the best thing to do really is, once you start someone off down a certain path, for instance Calvin with magic, if you keep going down that route, then they really excel in that particular area. The only person I kind of took a risk with is Tobias, the guy in the white there, purely because he gets involved in pretty much every single mission, and he becomes a really good healer as well as a really good melee attacker. So I kind of tried to stretch him out a little bit and do as much as I possibly could, keep him quite versatile. But everyone else I tended to keep down the archer route, down the melee route, or down the magic route. That said, by the end of the game, everyone had mobility and everyone had healing spells. As you can see, it's a cute little game, and I think well worth the 800 points that I paid for it when it was on the special offer week, and I'd heartily recommend you grab it if you're into this kind of thing. Read the full review for a lot more detail.